Oh, hello. My name is Jeffery and I recently got a copy of the Smuggler's Cove cocktail book, more than just a cocktail book. Exotic Cocktails, Rum and the Cult of Tiki by Martin Cake with Rebecca Kate. And yeah, I've been really going to town and making drinks from this, and I really wanted to try my hand at something that involved both allspice dram or pimento dram and velvet falernum. So here we are with a relatively early tiki drink invented by Don the Beachcomber called 3 Dots and a Dash. Now, originally this calls for the drink to be flash blended, but I'm not going to do that. I am just going to shake it, kind of just to see how it would come out. And also, in the making of this, I broke my Lewis bag, so there you go. And yeah, I'm just going to dive in. Basically, following this recipe, relatively minus the whole not flash blending it, but I'm taking a good deal of crushed ice cubes and putting it into a chilled shaker tin. I'm blanking, sorry. It's really hot and I am really stressed. There's our ice. And yeah, I generally have a bit of an issue getting the ice out of a Lewis bag, especially a broken Lewis bag. That is very frustrating. But after that, we're going to take half an ounce of lime juice and half an ounce of orange juice, and we're going to add that to our shaker tin. Traditionally, I do have a juice presser that I use for this, but you know, for whatever ill-advised reason, I decided not to, and I'm going to just use these lovelies by hand and then make some use for these lovely citrus boys in some manner after the fact. I love how long this lime boy is. Long. Following that, I'm going to add what they call honey syrup. I guess it's a proprietary thing for them, but this is a little bit of honey that I've loosened up with some mead that I've made, and half an ounce of that as well. Following that, a quarter ounce of velvet falernum. And I'm not sure why, but I'm sitting in this chair a little weird, so pardon the squeaking. And then a quarter ounce of pimento dram, or as I would say it's more commonly known, allspice dram, because allspice and pimento are the same thing. Surprise, surprise. I'm using Hamilton, but that is, I believe, not the most common form. The most common form would be St. Elizabeth Allspice Dram, but I found that before I got my hands on a bottle of St. Elizabeth. So here we are. And I'm going to now make another deviation by not doing the rum that they're listing, which would be a AOC Martinique Rum Agricole Vel. Not sure how to say that. Instead, I'm going to be using an ounce and a half of this rum Barbancourt, a Haitian rum a 4-year-old version of Rhum Barbancourt. Not really sure why. It's what I have. I like this rum. And then half an ounce of not a blended aged rum. Although in theory, I guess you could say this is blended, but I'm using 7-year-old Havana Club, the actual Cuban Havana Club. Yeah. Awkward cocktail. And of course, 3 dots and a dash. What would that be without our dash of Angostura bitters? Hearty dash. Almost wanted to add 3 dashes because I do enjoy the taste bitters bring to a cocktail. But yeah, without further ado, let's really go to town on this. I chilled the shaker tin beforehand. I did not chill the glass, which I advise you do, but yeah. So yeah, this is very cold. And yeah, another ill-advised thing, doing what I just did and what I'm about to do, primarily because I ended up losing a bunch of ice. Pardon me. Got a few more ice shards for this lovely drink. I imagine this would be very good with a straw, but in lieu of a straw, I do have something kind of interesting. An actual garnish. And because I do enjoy lime so much, and this was such a wide boy, I am going to add a little lime wheel to that. And then, as they recommend, keeping in the 3 dots and a dash, are 3 dots to the equation, 3 Luxardo maraschino cherries. Now, if I had a better conveyor of putting it in the drink, I would. Much like this lime wheel, I'm just gonna kind of just stuff that shit in the glass. And look, our 3 dots on the bottom and our lime. I never said I was a professional. So, this drink is the, how do I say this? I'm just going to read from the book now. Created during World War II by Don Beach, the name is Morse code for victory. And of course, the 3 cherries are the dots, and the dash was traditionally, apparently, a chunk of pineapple. And instead, they apparently use a pineapple frond as their dash, which I think is rather ingenious. And here's a photo of their version, which I'm impressed by, but, you know, you can't always knock it out of the park. And in certain respects, you know, here's my meager entry into that cocktail. I really enjoy this. It's very refreshing. I've never quite had a drink like this. Especially on a hot day like today, this really good. Great example of a early Tiki. I would argue classic, although it's not really a it's not a drink that I think holds as much of a resonance as like a zombie or a Mai Tai, and probably rightly so, but even still, I enjoy this. And because this is my drink, and you can basically do whatever you want to your drink, but I'm going to do what I want to mine. I'm just going to top that up with a metric shit ton of bitters. And because I have more of my honey, I'm just going to give it a nice float of honey to kind of stain the color of the glass. So, yeah. Until next time, kind of looking more like the photo, but I've been Jeffery Patron. Like the video if you enjoyed it, or I don't know, subscribe to the channel. Cheers.